All right, guys, my people, we don't come now. Now, this satanic Edo governor matter, now we stay there. How Barrister Kenneth Okonkwo don't contest destroy Okpebholo. Make we watch this video, my people.
Good morning, Kenneth Okonkwo, and thank you very much for joining us on the morning show.
Yeah, good morning, Dr. Abati Rufai Vimbai, and good morning, viewers from wherever you're watching us.
Okay, I think it's a settled matter that Section 41, Sub 1 of the 1999 Constitution guarantees the freedom of movement. Section 15, Sub 3(4) also says, look, the Constitution of Nigeria encourages integration, that people can settle in other parts of the country, and that will not be a problem in any part thereof once you are a citizen, and that you can even marry from wherever you like. But Governor Okpebholo of Edo State seems to be denying Mr. Peter Obi his rights to even marry from Edo State if he wants. But he even says he cannot come there. But he now says he was misunderstood. There was a video evidence that everybody has seen. He was saying his security will not be guaranteed, and how will he dare come to Edo State without clearing with him? If you want to go to Edo State, you have to clear with the governor, whether you are a politician or not. So please, this is the dilemma. Can you help us unpack it?
Well, thank you for this once more. I am going to unpack this dilemma from three perspectives or more. One, as a constitutional and human rights lawyer. Two, as an opposition leader. And three, as a citizen of Nigeria from Southeast extraction. Now, as a lawyer, you have rightly pointed out that Section 41 is very clear. And let me state what Section 41 said clearly. That every citizen of Nigeria shall be entitled to move freely underline, throughout Nigeria, and to reside in any part thereof. And no citizen of Nigeria shall be expelled from Nigeria or denied entry thereto or exit therefrom. If you put it into context with Edo State, it simply means no citizen of Nigeria can be expelled from Edo State or denied entry into Edo State or exit therefrom. And every citizen of Nigeria has the right to move freely in Edo State. So what the governor said is unconstitutional, it is illegal, it is irresponsible, and it's largely illiterate. Coupled with Section 39 that guarantees freedom of expression and Section 40 that guarantees freedom of association and assembly. Having said that, as a lawyer, let me talk as an opposition leader. This is a direct attack, threat, intimidation of opposition leaders. Recall that Adams Oshomole blocked airports. Even the Minister of Aviation noted that what he did was wrong. Yet nobody threatened him. Nobody locked him up. If it were an opposition leader, he would have been in jail cooling off before anything is said and done. But whenever you come to APC, your sins are forgiven. And look at an innocent citizen, just because he's an opposition leader, he's been threatened, his life being threatened, that he should not step into Edo State by a governor that is INEC produced, figure challenged, pinchomic and petite, and largely illiterate, like I said. Now, let me come in from the point of being a citizen from Igbo extraction. I sense tribalistic, cheap, ethnic bigotry in this governor. If P2B were to be a leader from Hausa land or from Yoruba land, this governor will not dare make such a statement. Recall when 16 persons were killed in Edo State, before even making any investigation, he ran to Kano State to prostrate. That was a good thing, because life is very, very essential. The same governor that did that is the same governor that is threatening the life of a human being for just coming into your state. This is very annoying. It's a direct threat to Igbo people. It's a direct threat and exhibition of being an Igbo hater. And that should stop. Let me tell you, from where I come from, when you kill even a madman, that's when you know that he has a brother. If a strand of hair falls from P2B, because this is a direct attack and threat to his life. Remember, the governor made it clear. He said his security can no longer be guaranteed. He used the word never, if he does not take permission from him. Let me ask Monday Okpebholo, does it mean that when he finishes as a governor, before he travels to any state in Nigeria, he would have to seek the permission of all the governors?
Okay.
Does it mean that 200 million Nigerians, before they step into Edo State, they would have to seek permission from the governor?
Okay.
And in the case of AMPP versus the IGP, the law has even been made clear that you don't even need permission, even when you want to embark on a protest. And I'm talking about peaceful protest.
Okay.
If you don't need permission when you want to embark on a protest, how can a governor be talking about permission to visit a state?
Okay.
That is in bad taste.
Okonkwo,
that is offensive.
These are the questions.
I reject it with everything that is within me. You know, that is why Julius Caesar said, in Julius Caesar, he said, let me have men about me that are fat, sleek-headed men, such as Monday Okpebholo, who has a lean and hungry look. They think too much of themselves. He says such men are dangerous.
Okay, Mr. Kenneth Okonkwo, let me
I'm sure even if you go to his office,
let me step in on this point. Okay, we don't, Mr. Kenneth Okonkwo, let's maintain a level of, decorum. We were having a very intellectual exchange. Let's maintain it at that level. Let's talk about the philanthropic aspect.
What decorum has the governor maintained by threatening the life of a Nigerian citizen?
I understand.
What decorum by saying that he said he doesn't give shishi and that he is talking giving 15 million. What decorum?
I totally understand.
I don't maintain decorum to people who do not deserve it.
Which is fully understood. But, let's keep the conversation, as controlled as we can. I understand your passion. It's totally valid. You're entitled to that. On the issue of philanthropy,
if that governor does not apologize, I will be on his case.
Okay. If you allow me, the Chief Press Secretary also alluded to these, like you've just mentioned, to the philanthropic acts. And he was saying that there have been some incidents concerning Catholic churches in Edo State. There have been some kidnappings and some security issues. And according to Governor Okpebholo's Chief Press Secretary, he said that he was concerned that these acts of philanthropy will draw the wrong type of attention to these churches and some of their priests and parishioners that may exacerbate the security situation around them. I'd love to know your thoughts around this worrying statement, because with the state of the economy, I know people are encouraging philanthropy, but in this case, the Chief Press Secretary is saying that Mr. Peter Obi and other people should not publicize their philanthropy. What are your thoughts?
Now, that can tell you how malicious the whole intention is. When the governor that was talking, you heard him use such words. He said he doesn't give shish, but he's giving 15 million. He said this and that. I want to tell you that they have even added a lie to their misdeed. Why I'm saying this is very clear. P2B may have his own style of doing things. I have my own style. If you disagree with him, as I do at times, leave him to do his own thing, his own way. He is entitled to his freedoms. They are fundamental to him. If you don't like it, leave him, but not to threaten his life. How can a P2B, which you know that I even quarrel with the way he does his own things, how can he pose a security threat to a state? And that reminds me, because P2B has to even up his game. Because the Benue State governor did almost the same thing. And P2B kept quiet. And now this governor is, I'm just trying to force myself to be civil. Now this governor, again, is trying to do the same thing. So, if you don't like the way he does his own things, he's entitled to it. For me, for instance, I like to do my philanthropic things largely secret because of my religious belief. Let your left not know what your right is doing. But somebody who is a politician may decide to do otherwise. That is his own entitlement. And you don't have the right to threaten his life. Now they are saying protocol. What do you mean by protocol? Do you need permission to go to any state? What protocol is it? Does Peter Obi appear to you as a man that can threaten anybody's life? Because he is saying that his security is not guaranteed. The primary duty of any government is to ensure the security and life of the people in your state, in your territory. And this is a governor that is rather threatening the lives of the people in his state, in his government. What a governor. So what I am saying is that Peter Obi does not pose any threats to anybody's life.
Okay.
So he couldn't have breached any protocol.
Okay. Mr. Kenneth Okonkwo, see, unlike Vimba, me, I will help you lose decorum quickly with my question. You will lose total decorum when I bring this question to you. So, you know, I have wawulens.
Proceed.
Let me proceed. Have you heard of a name of somebody called Mr. Jared Tenebe? Mr. Jared Tenebe is the chairman of APC in Edo State. There's a video making the rounds. In fact, he said the governor, Okpebholo, was right to have threatened, To have threatened Mr. Peter Obi because of a deep-rooted hatred towards him. Those are the words of Mr. Jared Tenebe. In fact, the words of Mr. Jared Tenebe, and there's a video already circulating, were even stronger than the words of the governor. What would you say to all of this?
Sorry, I don't give credence to people like that because they're just seeking relevance. He's as inconsequential as his face looks. Please, next question. Because what am I going to talk about APC with their failed state and with their unintelligent, low IQ people? He's just seeking for relevance. Please, next question.
Okay, Kenneth Okonkwo. Well, I mean, you started with 3 levels of analysis. I disagree with your ethnicization of Okpebholo's statement. I don't think you can just jump from Peter Obi and say this is an attack on Igbos. It's a very facile, convenient, unhelpful way of analyzing Nigerian issues, in my view, that is. But however, you will know that Section 37 and Section 41...
I respect your view, but I just want you to know that this governor wouldn't have tried this with a leader from Hausa land or a leader from Yoruba land. And I mean it.
Okay, that's speculative. It's speculative, purely. Because, don't let's drag ethnicity or...
That's my opinion,
or religion
I'm entitled to it.
Into anything, or into everything. Okay. Now, I was referring to Section 37 and Section 41 of the Criminal Code, which talks about threats, particularly in this particular instance, spoken threats, and the fact that it relates to life. So when you say you cannot guarantee the security of somebody's life if it comes to a part of the country, you are challenging the person's dignity and right to life, which is constitutionally guaranteed. But what remedy do you think that Mr. Peter Obi can seek? Okpebholo has immunity until he is no longer governor. What should Mr. Peter Obi do, for example? Should he report to the Inspector General of Police? Should he dare Okpebholo and go to that same Edo State again to show courage? What will you recommend to him?
I must have to tell you that part of the reason I got very upset, like Vimbai pointed out, is because I understood that this man has immunity and there is a limitation to what you can do. So the only choice I have is to state my mind the way that it pained my heart, because there is really little anybody can do to a man that is enjoying immunity. Police can only investigate, but they cannot prosecute him. And I am telling you, if he stays there for 4 years, before that time, tempers would have cooled. And there is nothing practically you can do about it. I am aware of what you submitted, Abati, and you are absolutely correct. It's a criminal offense, no doubt, to threaten the life of any citizen. But unfortunately, he's enjoying immunity, and there is little we can do about it except to pour our venom the way that we have seen it. It's quite unfortunate, but there is nothing anybody can do about it.
Okay, this is the second time we're seeing this happening to Peter Obi. The first time was concerning Benue State. after those killings happened, and he wanted to visit. And some people might analyze this and say that it shows the growing momentum around Peter Obi and his movement. When you see these incidents happen, as somebody who has detached himself from that movement, do you have any regrets about possibly, detaching yourself from a movement that seems to be gathering so much momentum and national attention?
Let me tell you, what it shows is that they believe that they can assault and insult Peter Obi and get away with it. That's what it shows. It does not show any other thing. And that is why I say my brother should step up. And if anybody gives you one, give the person 10. Especially when he's a sitting governor, because you don't have any other remedy whatsoever.
Okay.
You may have known that I say I disagree with the way he does his things.
Okay.
And he disagrees with the way I do my own things.
Okay.
So it has nothing to do with momentum whatsoever.
Okay. So he's not a virulence personified kind of person, like you will have known. Maybe that's why he will not give them 10 in return. In all of this, he's not said much. But let's go straight to it now.
Yes.
You made the argument for power coming to the South. But you're also making the argument now that if ADC coalition will go ahead, that candidates like Atiku Abubakar should be favored there in a bid to be able to beat, President Tinubu. Those are some of the arguments you've made. The question is, what changed in your train of thoughts all of a sudden? Is it just about to grab power, or the fact that power should remain in the South?
Now, circumstances of 2023 is different from circumstances of 2027. In 2023, you didn't have an incumbent. In 2023, the power was in the North. It has not changed to the South. In 2023, we had a very viable platform. We had our Labour Party that we could relate with. Now, going to 2027, there is an incumbent. This incumbent has publicly elicited that he knows how to take power by force, grab it, snatch it, and run away with it. This incumbent now has the army, the police, the navy by his side. This incumbent is from the South. Let me tell you, it has not happened in Nigeria. I don't see it happening in 2027. That you will use a fresh candidate from the same section of the Nigeria to win an incumbent candidate. And this is my reason. When people say 12 million votes for Buhari, that is 12 million votes he garners only when he is dealing with a Southern candidate. When Buhari contested with Umaru Yar'Adua, he got only 7 million votes in 2007. So when you are talking about using a fresh candidate for any section, you cannot use the same candidate from that section to defeat an incumbent. And the reason is that nobody will be willing to fight for any vote if the candidate rigs the election. And so I am talking from the platform that I do not believe that we are going to have free, fair, credible election in 2027. I don't believe it, because the electoral reforms have not been done. So you have only manually generated, collated results where all the fraud takes place. Why would you want to take somebody from the Southeast who does not have an army, who does not have the navy, who does not have the air force, to go and confront somebody from the Southwest? And you think the North will now back you a fresh candidate that they do not even believe that may keep to the terms of the agreement. Like I said, I will not swear for any politician because I don't want to die before my time. So you have to be pragmatic. I am a politician existing in pragmatism. Activists exist in idealism. And so being realistic, the only choice you have to make even an impact, which every Nigerian would even have to support before it can make an impact, is if you want to challenge an incumbent, you take somebody from the other section, and whatever votes you give to him will push the person through. That was what Tinubu did. In 2015, he went and brought Muhammadu Buhari, knowing that Muhammadu Buhari against a Southern candidate will have 12 million votes already. So he just needed little votes from the South to push him in. He knew that he did not have the army, the navy, and he cannot compete against Goodluck Jonathan, coming from the same zone. So that is why I'm saying, checking all this background, you need to use a northerner if you are talking about disruptive change. Otherwise, the 8 years is 8 years for Tinubu to continue. If Tinubu had done well, in all honesty, I will go home and sleep. But you cannot choose a Muslim ticket. The economy running riot, insecurity going everywhere. And we want to give you 8 years. So the only way to make a disruptive change is to bring a northerner and disrupt his regime. And the ADC has agreed. It has to be 4 years. And the ADC position is clear, that you would have a free and fair primary election where everybody is free to contest. It is not ADC saying they prefer northern candidate. No. It is my own preference and strategy, because that's the only way to win Tinubu in the election.
Kenneth Okonkwo.
There's no rest for the wicked. This is NAIJA Watch Media. Join us every day, 7 p.m. Nigerian time. Let's continue to talk about the things that affected you and I. Take care, guys, and bye for now.